Hi there, Malcolm here with my 440th Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you a book review for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Paleo by Yvonne Navarro. Set during the time when Oz is very much part of the Scooby Gang, and they all know he's a werewolf at this point. And this sort of has a two-pronged story arc. One is there's this mysterious manager who is offering to take on Oz's band. That is sort of introduced earlier on in the story and then not really referenced until near the end, so it's barely a subplot to the story that is occasionally referenced to. And the main drag of the story is that there's a guy working in the museum who discovers a journal of a long-dead paleontologist with a inscription which, if you were to read it, you could bring the dead back to life. And of course, he wants to try it on some dinosaurs. And he just happens to meet a dinosaur enthusiast student who's managed to nick some eggs from some sites, and they end up bringing some dinosaurs back to life, except these dinosaurs are inhabited by demons. The first dinosaur is a Tamimus, which is not too bad of a start. But then they decide, let's reanimate these 3 Tyrannosaurus Rexes. But it's okay, we've got this small cage, we can keep them in. Yeah, that's not going to go horribly wrong in some capacity. So yay! This book had dinosaurs in it, which I was really excited about. I didn't think the title Paleo meant dinosaurs as in paleontology. It's really obvious now. Except they're not just any dinosaurs, they are demon-possessed dinosaurs. So, slightly more interesting. And a good chunk of the story is set in a museum, trying to find these T-Rexes, which is kind of remind me of The Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, which was turned into a kind of generic monster movie. But there was that. And I would say this was a really solid entry into the Buffyverse. I'm not sure if it would have worked as an episode, apart from the fact they wouldn't have had the budget to have decent dinosaurs running amok. The level of gore in here is much higher than I've seen on the show and even in other novels. But then somebody's bitten by a T-Rex, it's not going to be pretty. And we had Oz on the front cover, which is great because Oz has a much larger role in this story. It's not centred about him particularly. I mean, obviously we've got these subplot regarding his band, but he is very much involved a lot more than most of the characters. Willow is left back at the library doing a lot of research. Xander and Angel are there, but it's very much Buffy and Oz teaming up to take on these dinos. Not quite sure why Oz particularly, but he's the one who's there to step up to the challenge. So great if you like Buffy stories, great if you like stories with Oz in it. Great if you're a fan of dinosaurs. And Yvonne herself, on her dedication at the front, says, "For Jeff Ossier, who first fired my interest in dinosaurs years ago, thanks." So she clearly has a good interest in dinosaurs. So rather than just researching some random names just to throw in here, she clearly knew she clearly had some knowledge to put in here. And I was actually impressed that we had some dinosaurs that I don't normally come across. Okay, we had the T-Rexes and a Stegosaurus is mentioned. But Tamimus, I had to look Tamimus up. So that was cool. Yeah, worth buying. So have you read any Buffy the Vampire Slayer novels? What's your favourite one? Who's your favourite member of the Scooby Gang? I had to check some dates. The last Buffy book I read was back in August 2025, which I think was Child of the Hunt. And of course, since then, we have lost 2 actors from the Buffyverse, Nicholas Brendan and Anthony Stewart Head. And of course, we lost Michelle Trachtenberg at the beginning of 2025. But, you know, in the time between reading 2 Buffy books, we've lost 2 of the main gang. So that was quite a sobering thought. You guys will be missed. So there you go. Feel free to put your thoughts in the comment section down below. But as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and other YouTube things if you want. Until next time, see you later.